What's up, y'all? My name is Aisha, and this is my YouTube channel where we talk about everything health from the top of the head to the soles of the feet, with an emphasis on these beautiful things. And speaking of these beautiful things, staying healthy is a priority of mine. It is a priority as well as far as fitness is a priority, with keeping healthy hair, with keeping a healthy gut, with keeping a healthy mind. And part of that is drinking adequate amounts of water. And I'm not talking about you have a 16-ounce bottle a day. I'm talking about you have like 3 or 4 of those suckers a day, okay? And one way I like to get in my water, and y'all, this is not a sponsored anything, I'm just telling you what I love and what has worked for me, is drinking some good old sparkling water. Because after a while, plain old water gets pretty daggone boring. And if you didn't know, sometimes sweeteners can cause gut issues. So if you are using like drink enhancers, anything like that, it can be working against you, even though it's not real sugar. Fun fact of the day. So let's get into this. Now, I wanted to talk about the subject of the first few weeks after you get your hair locked, okay? So you have just gone through this life-changing experience. And yes, I'm going to make it dramatic because it is dramatic, okay? Getting these locks were life-changing for me and for a lot of women, not only because, you know, it created time freedom, hair freedom, but also it just, it feels so good to get up in the morning and not think, oh my God, I need 45 minutes to get this hair together. No, man, I take it out of my bonnet, shake it a little bit, maybe spray on some rose water, and I go about my day, and that is it. So y'all, it is a true lifestyle change. But I'm going to talk about the first 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, because this is when I had an utter meltdown. Okay, and I say utter meltdown, it was more like a, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like truly, I had a moment where I said, maybe, just maybe, this is not for me. And y'all, which is ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you why it's ridiculous. Because I've had hairstyles way longer than 3 weeks that I could have taken out. But within a couple of weeks of getting these, which would cost way more than any other hairstyle I've ever gotten in my life, I was like, what did I do? I had a moment of regret. Now, backstory. If you haven't heard already, it took me 6 years to say yes to locks, okay? It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of appointments made and broken and yada, 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 yada. But after that 6th year, I was like, oh, it's on and popping. And this was right after I had cut all my hair off for the second time in my life. And so I was just like, either it's locks or my hair is going to be in a tapered afro for the rest of my life. It's going to be something simple, because loose natural hair is a task. I don't care what anybody says, y'all. Our hair is curly and kinky, and it kind of does what it wants to do. And sometimes it's not that easy to tame. And so doing it was pretty hard, but also time consuming, and I had to think about stuff a lot more, and I was just, oh my gosh. Now, I will say the best thing that I did was right before I had my last baby. I cut all my hair off and I had a taper cut. Now, I didn't have it shaved or any on the sides, but it was like this short on the sides and like this long up here. It was super cute, y'all. It took me, I kid you not, no exaggeration, 5 minutes to do my hair every morning. I would spray on some water, a little bit of conditioner, mixing out water. I would go like this a little bit. I would put on a little gel to slick them edges down, and then I was done. Life was beautiful. But then, and it's a good problem to have, when my hair is cut, it grows like a weed. My hair grew back so fast. So in a matter of like a month, I had so much growth, and I was just like, it wasn't enough growth to start locks, but I was like, if I'm gonna do locks, it's now or never. So I waited about a year after that, and then I actually got my installed in locks. So y'all, when I say it's been a journey, it's been a journey, okay? But fast forward to when I actually got the locks. So I went to my loctician. I said, hey, this is what I want. This is the size. This is the look. She told me that my locks is gonna look different than, you know, girlfriend over here, girlfriend over there. So I just need to understand that. But I was like, this is the look I'm going for as far as the style, the thickness, things like that. She put in a couple of test locks. I was looking fabulous, okay? Just fabulous. I love those test locks. And I actually had people from the lock community be like, those aren't no test locks. What is that? That's just some 2-strand twist. Y'all doing the most, okay? I was like, really, y'all? Really? 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 Now, this is mostly with women who have traditional locks. So let me preface that. So there was some hating going on, which I didn't appreciate. I was just like, why are you hating on my locks? Like, don't hate, please. Like, I'm trying to join the family and you're trying to kick me out before I can get a foot in. Come on now. Anyways, so I had my test locks in and then she locked my whole head. Now, it was a process. It took 3 days in which to do, which, you know, I knew it was going to take a long time. At that time, I had about, I don't know why I put my hair up. Don't mind me. I'm just touching. I had about a shoulder length. So my hair was probably like around there. There you go. That's kind of where I started off. So I was dangerous enough to have a little cute ponytail, but nothing like what it is today. And obviously when you start off with locks, your hair is going to look way more scalpy. It's going to look way more thin and it'll thicken up over time. But I got those locks in. The first day I was living on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world, all that, okay? And then I had a friend say, why did you get locks? You were my hair goals. And I was like, what? Y'all, and then they kept saying it because let me tell you, my loose natural, it was fabulous. I had a curly cute fro and it was big and it was just like, I loved 70 things anything because I would wear my giant fro. And I mean, y'all, like giant fro. And I had my headband on and my hoop earrings. It was real cute, real cute. But I was like, how many times have I done that in my life? Maybe 3 times. Maybe 3 times. So being somebody else's hair goals and having loose natural hair for the few times that I wore it out or the once a year that I actually straighten it was not worth it for me. But when you just got locks and you're so excited, but then you get people saying stuff, y'all, it can mess you up. So the first couple of weeks were rough for me because I was like going through the stages of grief, I think. Like grieving my loose natural, grieving the freedom that I would have in styling my hair, even though 90% of my life I had a ponytail. I had 2-strand twists, and when I was younger I would wear straight up cornrows, like straight back cornrows. Now I had the bomb stylist though. She could put any design in my hair I wanted and I loved it because it was easy, it was simple, and I've always had a large amount of hair. So it was like, okay, let's keep it as much as we can so I don't have to manipulate it trying to comb it out when it's not straight. It's like, ugh. But it was straight. When it was straight, it was fabulous too, and I loved it. But it didn't stay that way because fitness is a huge part of my life. And I don't know about y'all, but when I work out, I sweat. And I sweat in my head. And the first thing to go is always my hair. I don't care how straight it is gone. And no amount of wrapping or anything will undo that. I watched my beautician. She would always say, why don't you just wrap your hair? Why don't you just wrap your hair? I was like, then all of my hair will be a fro instead of just the end. So I can't even put it in a ponytail and fake it. It's like my whole head. I don't think you understand. And then one day she saw it and she was like, oh, I digress. But y'all, let me tell you, I was freaking out. I was having a moment. I was in denial. I was stressing out. I was sad. I was happy. I was like, what did I do? I was like, oh, think about the future. It was a lot. And I don't know where it came from because I did not come across this lightly. Okay. And I know I talk to a lot of women that say, hey, I really thought about this thing before I pulled the trigger. And I get that. But I did not come across it lightly. And then, it was just like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And I promise you, after like 2 weeks, it was like I was just in this grief period. And then it was like somebody had opened up the blinds and the birds were singing and the sun was shining and everything was right in the world. And I was fine. And I have never looked back since. And it's going on 3.5 years since I've had locks, y'all. It is incredible. So I say all that, y'all, because it is a commitment. It is something that's more permanent. Now, can you comb them out? Sure. Look, my ends, my loctician said my ends will never, ever, ever lock. Look at them. Look at them. It's been a very long time. And if you can see, they are still just as curly as they were the moment I got locks. All right, and that's for every last one of these suckers. And they're just hanging out, and that's fine because everybody's locks is different. Everybody's locks are gonna do what they do. Your hair is still your hair. It's just in lock form, okay? And so after those 2 weeks, I was just like, man, this was a good decision to me. After 1 year, I was like, dang, y'all, I haven't had to stress over my hair in a whole year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? It is awesome. And I love travel, and I get to travel with very little things. I get to do a lot of things. So if you are freaking out, it is okay. It is okay. Don't do anything rational. Don't go and undo them, because in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, all those pictures you looked at of those women with those gorgeous locks, that could be you. Do not give up too quickly, all right? Unless it is trash. And I say that lightly, very lighthearted, because sometimes we get our locks installed and they are not what we envisioned. They are not correct. Or I've heard people say, man, after I got them installed, I really realized that I wanted a grid. I wanted like a hard grid, and they gotten them taken out and gotten them redone. I get that, because once you get them done and you love it, you just want to keep it. You don't want to have to go back and forth. So if it's something like that, I say, girlfriend, do it now before it's too late, versus, 5 years down the road and you're like, man, I wish. Nah, it's only been 2 weeks. Undo them suckers and do it again. If you say, Aisha, I can't afford that mess, well, see if somebody can give you a discount. See if someone will help you to do a grid. Y'all, there are so many videos out there. There are so many locticians out there who will help you out. And even if you start off with like a 2-strand twist or, braid locks or whatever, that may help you to see the lines in your head even better to make a better grid. So please do not be discouraged. Y'all, if you're freaking out right now and you just got locks, give it some time. Give it some time and it will come back around, because I can tell you now that this right here at least saves me 45 minutes to an hour in the morning. Every single morning. I work out. I go straight to work. I can do that. Guys, I just worked out. Now, part of my livelihood, part of what I do and what I love is that I help women become better in fitness and health and food, mindset, all those things. So I work out with these women, and I work out and I do online recordings. I do all kinds of stuff. Today, I had to do a recording and I immediately went to a meeting. Now, normally, I probably have a hat on my head. I would have some gel so I can slick back that ponytail or something of the sort. Today, guess what? I have my ponytail holder. I put it in my hair. I pulled my hair back for the exercise. I took it out, shook it out a little bit, went into my meeting. That was it. That was it. That is the freedom that you get from having the freak out, getting over the freak out, and then waiting on that fruit, the fruit of your labor, right, to come. All right, y'all. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged today. And if you freak out, just come on back. Come on back. Don't go too far down the rabbit hole. Come back out the rabbit hole. Dig yourself back up. Climb back up. Give yourself a safety rope. Whatever you got to do. But guys, I will see you next time on this lovely channel too.